Hello and welcome to the Trucker That Board Games. Today I'm going to go over a top 5 of my son who's 6, his top 5 games, and this is what he told me they are. Number 5 is Draftosaurus. This is a very fun, little, light drafting game. You'll be a bag with a bunch of dinosaurs in it. And I think there's 6 different colors, but basically you'll take 5 out, the other person will take 5 out, and then you basically just draft one, just like a drafting game. You take one, put it in front of you, put it on your board. The game has set collection. There's one spot where you put the same color dinosaur. There's another spot where you put all the different dinosaurs. There's a spot where if you put 2 of the same dinosaur, you score points. There's a spot where if you put a dinosaur there and that if you have the most of that dinosaur, you'll score points at the end of the game. So it's a real fun, light filler game that even he can really play. Now, the strategy of it, there's still a little bit of strategy to the game. So, with if you want to hate draft, but obviously when you play with a 6-year-old, you're not going to hate draft. So it's fun having him take the dinosaurs that you act like you need and then give him the dinosaurs that he needs. But the game plays up to 5 and you could play with adults. It could be a nice little filler game. If you play on the winter side, it adds a little bit more difficulty, a little bit harder drafting with the way the dinosaurs score, but it's not that much. I mean, the game's only like a 15-minute game. You draft for 3 rounds and that's it, and it's over. The scoring's super fast. The games are always close. So yeah, it's a super fun little light drafting game. It's a good way to introduce them to drafting, eventually, move into cards and such. But the dinosaurs really helps, get them into the game. So it's a great game. And with that, we'll go to number 4. Now, number 4, it's kind of an adult game, but you could still play it with kids. You just have to pick your certain cases. It's Micro Macro. Now, Micro Macros, it's basically Where's Waldo. You put a big map on a table. You take a case, and there's up to 5 different difficulties. So we usually do the easy ones. And we pick the ones that don't have murder scenes. It may be like a guy missing a hat. So you'll basically look on the map. It'll give you little clues like, oh, this guy was seen at the shopping mall. So you'll go look for him at the shopping mall. You'll find him. And then it might be like, oh, you have to find his hat. So you'll start to look around the map to go back to see where he came from and see, oh, he was at the bank. He had his hat on. So let's go back farther. Well, he was at the grocery store, then he lost his hat. He didn't have his hat. So then you try to find out where his hat went. So someone might have stole it. It might have just got blown off by the wind. So it's real funny. Then you might find another character had it. But the game intertwines. There's 4 different ones. There's a big box version where you put all the maps together. Super fun. So we play it with me and my daughter a lot of time, and he'll just kind of go off on his own. He'll start following random characters around to find funny stories. And we're actually super excited because for Christmas, we got him the kids version. I haven't seen too much on it. I don't know how big it is. It's a smaller map, smaller book. I imagine smaller cases. Some of the level 5 cases are pretty hard in this game, where, you might have the whole map littered with markers to find out what's going on. But the smaller ones ain't too bad. And like I said, as long as you don't, do the murder cases, and even then, he doesn't really know what's going on. You can just have him basically following the characters around, and it's fun. It's just like Where's Waldo when you were a child. So even I like to play it, so it's a win-win for us. And with that, we'll go to number 3. So number 3 is Rhino Hero. And this is a great little stacking game. There's a little bit of card elements in it where in the beginning of the game you'll get 5 cards dealt to each player, and each card has like a little effect on it. It's basically the roof tile. So you'll like place that down. The player will then have to do, what is on the card. You'll either have to put the rhino on it. You'll reverse turn order away from people. You'll do double stacks where you can play 2 cards. You're basically trying to run out of cards. We don't really care about that. We just say whoever knocks the stack over is the loser, because it's a dexterity game basically. But the way you could play it is as you're placing them cards, you can make it more difficult with the way they stack the cards. So it's basically a card stacking game. And as it gets higher and higher, obviously it starts to wobble more and more. And it's fun. He'll get on the table and start stacking. And as it gets higher, when you have to move the rhino, that's when it gets a little wobbly. You take the rhino off, put it up there, and everybody's, quiet and just waiting and watching it rock. But super fun dexterity game. I mean, even adults can have fun with it. I've never played, there's a big box version of it. I would like to get that to try with him because he likes it so much. We played it on a cruise ship and it was pretty wavy the one time, so that was even funner. As the boat's rocking, you got the cards swaying a little bit, and it just made a blast. And then every time it falls over, you're all laughing. So, I mean, it's a great little dexterity game. Nice thing about it, too, is it plays super fast. I mean, you can get a game of this done in 5, 10, 15 minutes. So it's a nice filler game. Get it in, get it done. So, as 6, they don't want to play super long games. So it's nice just throw on a table and be done with it. So number 2 is Stuffed Fables. Now, Stuffed Fables is a blast. It's got a lot of story element to it. It's like a little, kind of like a dungeon crawler. So it's kind of like first dungeon crawler for kids. And you get to pick these stuffed animals, and they're trying to protect their owner, who's a little girl, at night from the evil separatists, which basically has evil toys. And the stories are great. It's the first one is kind of about a girl, sleeping in her big kid bed, and evil toys come out. So you'll have to go under your bed, fight other evil toys, try to bring toys back, stuff like that, protect the little girl. The story's great. It's a little bit too much reading, so sometimes it gets a little bit long-winded as you're going through it. The kids might get a little antsy, but the action part of the game is not too complex, where you have different dice to do different actions. You can move with certain dice. One's a wild, one's attack. You can search different areas to equip them with different stuff like household items, which is funny. We painted the game, which was really fun because I didn't really care. So I let my daughter, when we played through it, she got to paint the minis, which made her want to play the game even more. So that was a great idea, to where we both painted the minis, which then she couldn't wait to get it to the table. And the stories are great. The dungeon crawl aspect is great. There's like 6 missions that go on. They're probably about an hour a piece. So if you want to break it up, if the kids get a little antsy. But it's super fun. It's fast. The stories are great. I would definitely check this one out, though. If you want to introduce them to like a lighter dungeon crawl, for sure. Stuffed Fables, you can't go wrong with it. Another good one is Forgotten Waters, I think it is. It's about a pirate one, but that one might be a little bit more complex for him. And with that, we will go to his number 1 game, probably by far, is Slide Quest. Slide Quest is a blast. It's kind of like a Mario side scroller. That's what it kind of reminds me of, except you're using these little paddles on the sides of the boards. There's 4 paddles, so me and him play, each of us take 2, and you can put a timer on, and the little guy on the board has a little ball underneath him, so when you lift up one side, he'll go to the other side. So you're trying to get him around these dungeons that have like a yellow line you have to follow, and there's holes and there's bad guys you have to push into the holes. You get like a little life counter. There's 20 levels. It is so much fun. It reminds me of kind of like a little video game where you're kind of moving around the character. You're fighting off the bad guys. There's like dynamite on there. If you knock the dynamite over, you lose. If you push the dynamite in the hole, you blow up, you lose. But with 20 maps, at any level, they can really play it. The first couple are super easy. We will play with a timer, and you put this timer on. It is hilarious. My wife came home one time I was playing it, and we are all yelling at each other. There was 3 of us playing, and she's like, why are they arguing? And we weren't arguing. It was you trying to tell each other, hurry up, lift yours up a little bit more. I'll lift mine up. And if you play on the hard difficulty, like with time-wise, it gets really intense. I mean, you really have to try to beat it. I mean, you're all yelling at each other. You only get like 5 lives, so you're trying to compete the levels, and you get little checkpoints. The levels are fun. You have little archways. There's fences that add obstacles. It's a great game. I don't really hear too many people talk about it. I'm glad I picked it up. Huge amount of fun in it. I mean, you get hours of play out of this game. So by far, That is his number one. And with that, that's his top 5 games. And with that, thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Also, put in the comments, let me know what games your kids like to play, because I'm always looking for new games. I really do think it's great for kids to play them. Get some off the tablet, get them to spend time with you.